Hello everybody, this is Fronto Bobbin here, and welcome back to yet another live stream, indeed, on the Friday 13 channel. So yesterday we attempted to stream Train Simulator, which went badly, basically. So I tried to stream Train Sim, except Train Sim was continuing to have problems, so eventually I just gave up and was like, why bother with this when I can do something else. So I indeed did something else, so. But, well, Train Sim had its problems yesterday. Hopefully one of its problems today. I did do some changes in the scenario. And hopefully this time we won't have a head-on collision with another train. And we shouldn't, because of the way that I set this up as well. So, not sure where everybody is yet in the chat. Let's see, I think OG95 would have been here by now, but, yeah, so far nobody in chat. That's a bit weird. But today we're gonna relax and drive some train, or drive a train. We might drive some other trains later on in the stream if we have enough time. Hey, Kathleen C, welcome to the show. Also, I'm still wearing my pants, so been a bit lazy so far today. I just got home an hour earlier than I usually do because, well, the school bus went on a bit of a strike, so my mom had to take me to and from school. So I got home an hour earlier than I usually did, so I figured, I'll just do some playtime, because I don't usually like to do too much stuff between when I get home until I do the live stream. I usually like to do all of my work and stuff for the days after I do the stream, because that's really the best time to do it. Once I have stream, I usually take a break after the stream and then I get back to work. So I can bring some more projects to the channel. What train are you driving? Same train that I was gonna drive yesterday until the stream messed up. Basically, I'll be driving from the class 43 end. So unfortunately, Bank Coach won't be getting the center stage today, as he is currently have some problems, and I haven't had an opportunity to fix him. But I will hopefully at least get him fixed for next week's Train Simulator live stream, which will once again be on a Thursday. Of course, I was going to do this live stream yesterday, but then problems happened, so I'm doing this today. I guess Train Sim hates being streamed on a day that it doesn't want, or on a day before it's supposed to be streamed, because originally this live stream was supposed to be happening today. However, because I decided not to do the CB300 race because I was sausagized, I then decided to do this stream yesterday. However, because Train Sim was having so many problems, now this stream has been moved back to the day where it was originally planned, which is lovely. You know, I should have just done Mini Metro on Wednesday in the first place and waited till today to do this. But at the same time, though, I would have incurred a bunch of problems anyway. So that, actually, no, I'm kind of glad that I did do this yesterday, because otherwise I would have wound up having to cancel the live stream that would have happened today and then move it for tomorrow and wind up doing no talk show for this week. And will also be the last talk show for the month. This is the final week of the month of September for live streams. Next one will be in the month of October. And I will just say in advance, however, the live stream schedule for the month of October is pretty much complete. So if you want to take a look at all of the upcoming live streams for the month of October, I would suggest giving the live stream schedule a look. As yeah, for those who don't know, I update the schedule every single month, and I have all the live streams planned for every single month. So it saves me having to make an update video every single week. I remember way back in 2017 when I had my iPad Air, I actually did live streams somewhat regularly for a while. And before then, I decided to make an actual video explaining the live stream for the week, and that was a bit sausagey. And I certainly couldn't do that now. But thankfully, this is why I've made a stream schedule using Google Sheets. So instead of me having to tell you what the streams are for the week, you can just look at the schedule for yourself, because why do I need to tell you anything, you know? And it's so easy as well. You know, it's pretty easy for me to just place the events accordingly where they're supposed to go. Yeah. Anyway, so for today, I have made a few changes to the scenario, so hopefully everything goes right today. It'd be a shame if it doesn't go right today. I really want to go right today, to be honest. And is... Oh. Ah, there we go. There's Train Sim. Train Simulator 2018, because Train Sim 2019 isn't out yet. Let's know that Train Sim 2019 will be coming out on October the 11th, which is Tuesday after I get Forza Horizon 4. Or should be getting Forza Horizon 4 anyways. So actually on this wrong platforms, we actually need to walk. Well, actually there is. Actually no, you would actually I imagine that you would have to walk beneath the tracks, but of course that's not simulating Train Sim, because unfortunately this isn't Train Sim World. This is just Train Simulator 2018. Still running on the exact same technology as it did when it came out back in 2009. Yeah. Oh, here comes our train. Oh, we were on the right platform. Wait, were we on the right platform? I don't remember. And so hopefully our signal is green straight away. Anyways, here's our train for the day. Same as yesterday. Cursor's in the way. I'm actually beginning to wonder how to turn off the cursor in OBS. It's probably an easy solution, except I couldn't be bothered to figure it out. But that's just lazy me. So wait for the train to come to a dead stop, and then we'll allow the train to open up its doors, and if it doesn't, then we'll just jump on it. Maybe it doesn't actually open up its doors for whatever reason. Either way, we're in. This time we're going to make sure that we're not wrong roading. And we aren't. And we should be clear to go. That is one of the worst horns ever. Or at least in cab horns. Let's not go too fast. Here's our class 43 HSC. We're accelerating much faster than we were yesterday for some reason. I not changed the cons in any way, shape, or form, so... Okay, this time we're not changing tracks. I don't know why we had to do that before. Probably because the scenario was confused, but the scenario should be fixed now. And we should run into any issues in terms of... It's also... We all seem to be accelerating faster than we usually would before. Anyways, cons is exactly the same as just to have an alternate anyway, and actually I want to stay in the cab here because we're going to be running into an AI train in a bit. Okay, thankfully we have the speed and power of HST for today, although we're accelerating a bit slowly, so that's going to be interesting. But for the most part, let's hope that we have a clean, flawless journey from Cologne, from Koblenz to Cologne. We're doing this in the other direction now. And it looks like our lights are all green and we're actually on the correct track this time, so we shouldn't be running into any stupid problems today. At least I hope we don't. Okay, lag. Okay, this game always lags in this area for some reason. Really, I've noticed across these thingamajiggies. A bit weird. Okay, being in the cab doesn't help, which is great. Alright, I guess we should stick our head outside the cab for now. But so far, this journey has been flawless, and hopefully it stays that way, as we're now on the correct track and not wrong roading anymore. We're on the super elevated curves. And the game's lag spiking again. Also, the edges are working for today. And it should be. Okay, why is it no... Wait, is that ours that's red or some aren't? Am I just confused? Nope, ours was green, I just got confused. Alright, we're clear to speed through. I have started this narrative from the beginning, so the signal should work accordingly. As the game lags horribly, I'm gonna save my progress in the scenario just in case. There's our first entry from the day. Very long freight train pulled by a pair of DBBR-155s, which I believe, or which should be included with the, yeah, I think they are included with the Köln to Koblenz route now, as of Train Simulator 2016, and hopefully still today. Yeah, Bangkok's having to go backwards, which is not something that happens every day. And we're good now. I hope. Yeah, we're having to max out the throttle because this train seems to take forever to accelerate. And using the HSTN as well. Yeah, we're still struggling to accelerate. So also not forget to take our screenshot. Yep, an HST running in Germany. Not something that you see every day. Oh, in this case, the Steam thingy, why don't I just get rid of the HUD and press F12. Yep. Yeah, because for some reason the what's it's called is sausagizing, so yeah, so for whatever reason the in-game picture thingamajiggy doesn't do it right, then you can just get rid of the HUD and press F12 on the keyboard. There's your screenshot. Moving along at a steady pace now. How fast are we going now? Oh, alright. What was doing now? They apparently have to use the mouse wheel. We're currently doing 80, which is Not terrible. Let's take in the scenery of this route, which does look quite spectacular. You know, originally I drove this route way back in late 2017. And that was back on my my old computer, which was the one that was all sausagey. This is actually the first time I've driven this route here on my new computer, which has the much better graphics. Or I should say, allows me to play this game with much better graphics. In fact, this is the maximum amount of graphics that this game allows. And also, I think those trees are turning around, or maybe it's just me. Well, there's a roundabout there as well. Yep. Not much happening from the driver's perspective, and since we're in Germany, there's no AWS. You know, the Germans, they use a different type of signaling system, which I know pretty much nothing about. We should slow down a bit now. Slow to the 125. I mean 120. I mean, no, I thought that was 125. Probably driving a bit too much in the Northeast Corridor. Even though I've really barely played this game ever since I brought my computer over here to Mommy's house. I think I've been so invested into all my other projects that I've been working on so hard on as well. So it's there 2003, which, or you know, the 2008 NASCAR season, which finally came to the channel starting this week. And pretty soon I'll be starting to work on Bill and Ted Season 2. I say pretty soon. Well, most realistically, I'll be starting work on Bill and Ted Season 2 in the third week of October, which is after the week of Forza Horizon 4. And then starting in mid-November, I'll be airing the Bill and Ted episodes week by week, like I did with Season 1. Oh, there's a train coming up. This is a BR-101 and some freight cars. And a couple of coaches. And suddenly the frame rate's gotten a million times. Oh, never mind, we're having a bit of spikes here. I kind of hope that, so Train Simulator 2019 is going to be 64-bit. Now, for the most part, so far, that's going to increase the stability of the game. But Dovetail have said themselves that 64-bit doesn't exactly mean better frame rate. But I kind of do hope that 64-bit does at least make the frame rate somewhat better. Because I really would like the frame rate to get better on this game. Because even now, even though I'm on a super high-powered computer, and I still have lag issues now and again. This isn't OBS doing this. This is Train Sim. This is Dovetail and their laziness. I mean, well, I can't say laziness because they're at least taking the steps to make the game more stable with 64-bit. But a smoother frame rate would be nice. You know, some say that 64-bit. Well, I say some people. Mainly Maverick Hunter Daniel in Train Sim News episode 33. He mentioned that 64-bit Train Sim will be nothing if the game is poorly optimized. Which I hope isn't the case. I do hope. In fact, I would hope that the optimization on Train Simulator is better as of the result of 64-bit. I mean, even if the optimization is still the same, I'll still be okay with 64-bit Train Sim. But a smoother frame rate would be nice, especially in routes like this where the theme music are very soft. Oh, I see some interesting stuff here. Hang on. Oh, that's a highway. Yeah, that's interesting. It's a highway. HST. And then it goes back out. You decided to launch. There you go, you know, 5. This I know the stream was on. Well, you should have. Because I always start the streams at the same time every single day. Anyways, so far in this scenario, so far things have been mostly flawless. Now, unfortunately, the kilometer counter isn't going down for theme music, so I have no idea how long it will take before we get to Cologne. So but oh well. We'll take the map now and again and see. Don't jinx yourself. Right. But so far we've had no problems. We haven't had a collision course. We haven't derailed because of instability with bank coaches. And driving from the HSC or driving from the Class 43 is a nice change. In fact, this is actually only the second time that I've driven from a Class 43 in one of these live streams. In fact, the first time, actually, no, this is that. Actually, no, I have driven the HSC before, although it's always been the GWR HSC though. The first time that I actually drove this drove the GWR HSC was that in the Bristol to Cardiff special that I did back in mid 2017, and then I drove the HST again the GWR HST again in the GWR special that I did in late 2017. And since I never really driven this train down around that much, at least in streams. Also, those German level crossings sound much more quieter in this route as opposed to a few others. And what was a bit silly that I realized about the Munich to Innsbruck route. No, not Munich, but the Innsbruck to Garmisch route. See, that route, that one actually still utilized the same level crossing, which came with, or which was a thing with Munich to Garmisch, and that one had a really not so great sound to it. It's all rubbishy in a way. And even though they eventually got a cleaner record file on, I think started with Mailand to Karlsruhe, they reverted back to that noise when they made Garmisch to Innsbruck or Innsbruck to Garmisch or whatever, same thing. Or the Mittelwaldbahn route I'm talking about actually. Really of course went from Innsbruck to Garmisch. And of course there is a workshop route which combines those two routes, so you can go all the way from Innsbruck to Munich if you so desired. But so far we're running along nicely. We haven't run into any sausagery yet. We're accelerating fairly slowly though. I think it's just because we're pulling bank coaches and we're really only the major source of power on this train. This is Brawny Platform 2, which looks interesting. Pretty soon we're going to check the map and see exactly where we are. There's a pretty cool looking bridge. So it reminds me, that bridge we just went under really reminds me of one that I saw some time back. Oh, could be a train braking station. Okay, now we're about a quarter of the way. I don't want to look up at grade crossings. Oops, I missed those. Balls. Darn it. See, I played some more of the Forza for demo earlier. I suppose not too bad. Not too bad. It's amazing. Like, even for a demo, Forza Horizon, the Forza Horizon for demo is possibly the best demo ever made, because it gives you so much to do. In fact, I'll even go as far as saying that, well, I mean, when I say go as far as saying it's true. The Forza Horizon 4 demo is the best for Forza demo yet. You know, the Forza Horizon 3 demo was pretty good, and the Forza Horizon 2 demo was also something of note. But Forza Horizon 4 just really stomps on them, because the thing about Forza Horizon 3 demo is that there was only about 2 races you could do that were standard races, or at least races that were a thing. Whereas with the Forza Horizon 4 demo, there's about 5 races that you can actually, no, 6 actually. I lost. See, I can't even count. There's so many. Like, I think there's about 2 or 3 dirt races. There's 2 asphalt races, or circuit races, and there's and there's the street race, and you also get the Horizon story for with the Chiron. See, if it goes below 50 pounds over Christmas, I'll get it for Christmas. There is a good chance that it will go below that. Probably not by very much though, but it's something. I'm not actually sure because I don't keep track of any of the discounts for anything Forza related because I usually get all of my Forza stuff at full price. In fact, the only Forza things that I didn't get at full price was the Forza Horizon 6 Porsche expansion and the Forza Horizon 2 Storm Island expansions. I got both of those at a 75% discount, which I thought was pretty cool. Almost as PZB is locked while the train is moving. Well, I just happen to be driving a British train, which doesn't have PZB, so... that's weird. Yeah, because I'm here today, Train Splitter. I'm driving a British train on the German route, so the two don't exactly go together now, do they? Well, they don't exactly work. Like, if you were to run, if you were to do something wrong, then there wouldn't be any alarms, telling you, and stuff like that, yeah. See, I was planning on getting Forza Horizon 3, but I suppose I get 4. Yeah, because the thing about Forza Horizon 3, with the fact that Forza Horizon 4 is now coming out, that's basically going to cause Forza Horizon 3 to become a bit obsolete. I mean, well, at least in my world, because on October 8th, I'm actually planning on playing Forza Horizon 3 for the final time for at least about a year or so. Because the thing about Forza Horizon 3 is that it's come to a point where I play it so much that I literally can't do anything else in the game that I haven't at least already done. Well, actually, that's a lie. I still have a couple of things to do here and there in Forza Horizon 3 before the game is completely a 1% finish, and I have completely run out of things to do, you know. I've actually completed the entire campaign mode on Forza Horizon 3 in the mainland, and I've also completed all the races on Brisbane Mountain as well. I just need to complete the few last remaining races on the... oh, hey, there's a train. Hello, BR something with some coaches. Okay, that was weird. I just heard a noise in the cab. I'm not sure if that was... I don't know what that was, but yeah, we saw a train there. Made a good-looking Subaru on Forza Horizon 4. There was someone driving it. Yeah, that's another thing about Forza Horizon 4. You can actually paint your cars and add files on them, even though that's been in Forza for years now. But at least they're still keeping it, which is a good thing. You know. See, Forza Horizon 4, it's all about having fun. And if you're not having fun, then you're doing it wrong. So, and plus, after I do the Forza Horizon 3 live stream that I play on October the 8th, I'm pretty much never going to be playing that game regularly ever again. Because, like I said, it's going to become obsolete. And plus, Dom trying to Russell plan on getting Forza Horizon 4 around Christmas as well. And we'll be doing a ton of stuff then. And even you, Exam 5, if you get Xbox Live by Christmas time, then you could also join me and Russell and Domtron on some Forza Horizon 4 adventures. Okay, okay, I'm speeding according to Train Sim. That's weird. Maybe on Forza Horizon 2 recently though, yeah. Although Forza Horizon 2 won't be so obsolete though, because I still plan to stream Forza Horizon 2 even after Forza Horizon 4, because unlike Forza Horizon 3, there is still lots to do in Forza Horizon 2. So I definitely plan to continue to do streams on Storm Island until I get that campaign mode completed. And then I plan to do some more Forza Horizon 2 streams back on the mainland until I get that completed. So, while Forza Horizon 3 will pretty much be going away from the channel for a while, Forza Horizon 2 will stay for at least until it's complete, which will possibly be about another year. You know, because for right now, I only stream Forza Horizon 2 once a month. I might try to do Forza Horizon 2 streams maybe twice a month. But we'll see what happens going into so onwards. I think Forza Horizon 2 kicked off the Horizon 3 most because you don't hear anything about Forza Horizon 1. Not really, because Forza Horizon 1 was really what kicked off the Horizon series. Because, you know, originally the Horizon series was originally just supposed to be a spin-off of the Motorsports series, and people still talk about how amazing Forza Horizon 1 is, and if I ever get an Xbox 360 in the future, I might actually get Forza Horizon 1 and play that on the channel, which will be probably forever from now, but it could happen. But, you know, really, the reason why people talk about Forza Horizon 2 so much is because that was really the first Horizon game that was on the Xbox One, and only the second Horizon game ever, so it kind of made sense in a way. That's what I'm pretty sure. Actually, yeah, I have heard that that Forza Horizon 1 was made backwards compatible. Except you would have to get the disc for Forza Horizon 1, and I think that might be exclusive to the Xbox One X. I'm not actually sure if you can play it on the standard Xbox One, which I have, and have had since Christmas 2015. So I mean, it might be possible that Forza Horizon 1 works with on the Xbox One. I might have to test it out, but I'm not sure. Because I've heard that Forza Horizon 1 was announced that was backwards compatible on the Xbox One X, which made it also you know, you can also play Forza Horizon 1 in 4K, which I thought was cool. Even though it's kind of useless to me. Well, at least for now it is. Let's see. Oh, that's weird. Okay, hey there. Don't know why that message was blocked. Probably too. Like I said, it's on the market like a week or two ago. Although I would say OG 5, if you can get Forza Horizon 1 at a really, really low price for the disc version, you could possibly buy it and then test it on the Xbox One, and if it works, I might actually consider buying it for myself. Oh, hey there. If you split train change to down my new route, A, German, Deutsche Bahn, V, thingamabob. Well, I pretty much never play Trains 2 anymore, so I might do it in my spare time, but I'm probably not gonna do a video on it. Let's see, it was £3 I think. £3. Wow, that's the equivalent of about $5, which is actually really, really cheap. So, if you can get, yeah, like if you get Forza Horizon 1 for £3, I'd say get it. Even if it doesn't work, then you at least have the disc for until the day you get an Xbox 360. If you do get one, which I might actually do so in the future. And so I've talked about Forza Horizon 4 for the past considerable time, so even though not too much has happened in Train Sim. Thankfully we're still on the tracks after all this time, should save progress in the scenario just in case the worst happens. And, pull up the map please, thank you. So we are now about midway to, Cologne. I know it because they're allowed and are very outdated. Well, I mean that's the thing with the old Forza games in general. But, oh, actually no, that's Xbox One. I mean the Xbox 360 we refer to. I mean, sure, the Xbox 360s can be allowed, but that depends on the game that you play. And as for outdated, not necessarily. Even now, people still play on the Xbox 360 on a regular basis, with games like Forza Motorsport 4, NASCAR 08 and 09, even though those games are rubbish according to most people. You know, even though the Xbox 360s are fairly out of date, people still play them to this day. Let's see. My brother had a 361, so Milan was played Call of GTA. That's interesting. Well, even if you don't get a 360, I guess still get Forza Horizon 1 if you can, and then test it on the Xbox One, and I guess if it doesn't work, just send it back to whoever you got it from. I mean, I might do that myself. But certainly not now. Well, I said that now there might be a slim chance that I might get it for Christmas, but I'm only gonna get it if I could do so for a really cheap price. Although since Forza Horizon 1 was made back in 2012, that shouldn't be too much of a difficult task. Once in the bag, I would just keep it because it's cool, or do that too. You know, just keep it because the cover. I've never actually seen the case of Forza Horizon 1, although I have seen the cover, which I'd say looks cool. So, I guess, yeah, even if it doesn't work, just keep the case, just, well, because it's cool, like you just said. Now the great crossing things again. All the videos on YouTube are on the standard Xbox One S. What? Huh. Because the thing about Forza Horizon 1 is that it was only made compatible for the Xbox One at, I think, the start of this year. It could work. I'm just unsure, though. I might have to do some online research and maybe find out the truth. Or maybe one day I'll actually get the game itself and if it works. Because if Forza Horizon 1 would work on Xbox One, I would have so many ideas for that. Even though Forza Horizon 1 is I mean, the game itself has become fairly obsolete, but I mean, it's at least worth getting for the single-player mode, however. Well, I say that, maybe the online servers still work for Forza Horizon 1? And that'll be the case because the servers, the multiplayer servers for Forza Motorsport 3 and 4 are still up. So that should be the case for Forza Horizon 1. So I guess get Forza Horizon 1 for the single-player mode and for online, which I think still, which I think still works. Yeah. Of course, you won't be able to buy any of the DLC because any DLC that was made for Forza Horizon 2 and before that is now all pulled off. So you can only get the games themselves and play online mode. We'd be good to have all the Horizons. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe someday we'll complete the collection and get Forza Horizon 1 at some point. Yeah. Because I already have 2 and 3, so why not complete the collection of Horizon games? Because they're all good. According to most people, all Horizon games are great. As for the Motorsport games, that's not so much the case. Some people say that the best Forza Motorsport game is Forza Motorsport 4, which sadly only works for the 360, and will probably be that way for a while. When I say for a while, probably forever. Because I remember Mr. Air 12 did make a video on why we'll probably never see Forza Motorsport 4 become backwards compatible. And he did list out good reasons. Because think about all Forza games in general is that they all have like an end of life cycle. Like basically, 4 years after a Forza game comes out, then all the licenses expire because everything in all Forza games is licensed, from the cars to the tracks to even the tires and some of the other silly items that you can get for your cars in all the Forza games. Everything's licensed, and after 4 years that a Forza game was released, then those licenses expire, and because Turn 10 and Playgo Games are working on their new game, then they basically what happens is that John, what was I gonna say? Darn it! I was gonna say something, but I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, basically what happens is that the well, the licenses expire and the guys can't bother to renew them because making run a new game. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, for some reason I really struggled to try and say that, but that's me. I might get it from 5 or 6. I would honestly avoid those because the thing about Forza Motorsport 5 and 6 is that they're basically the exact same game as Forza Motorsport 7, except with less features. Because I played 6, and it has less features than 7, and Forza Motorsport 5 is just rubbish, honestly. Like, I think out of all the Forza games... Okay, so again, another piece of feedback. I think out of all the Forza games, Forza Motorsport 5 is by far the weakest game in the Forza franchise as a whole. I mean... although I guess if you do want to complete your collection, then I guess get them for that reason. You know, if you want to drive some of the cars that were featured in Forza Motorsport 5 and 6, I guess that would be a good reason to get one of those games. And I guess complete your collection was another good reason. But other than that, if you have Forza Motorsport 7, there is just no reason to get either of those. You know? I originally avoided Forza Motorsport 5 just because I've heard how sausagey it is. And to be honest, I'm probably not going to get Forza Motorsport 5 because it's basically obsolete by today's standards, especially with 7 now out. And Turn 10 are working very hard on Forza Motorsport 7. We're gonna get Forza Motorsport 1. Yeah. I mean, Forza Motorsport 1 wouldn't be a bad addition. Except you would need the original Xbox for that one. Yeah. And by the original Xbox, I'm talking about the one that came out in the year 2001, I believe. Oh, there are some good games you could also get for the original Xbox. You know, there's also NASCAR 05, NASCAR 06. Well, basically all the mid-2000s NASCAR games that came out, which I'm going to definitely want to get some time in the future. It doesn't most definitely download we're going to respond. Of course not. Ooh, this is an interesting looking station. This is Bond HPF Platform 1. Oh no, Bond HPF I think it is. This is a quite cool, interesting looking station. Oh, look at how this part is all structured. Like, take a look at this over here. The track's like splitting away, and it looks all interesting. Oh, hey there, the train. That's a DBBR. Something I can't remember the name. Basically, line of whatever cars those are. Anyway, yeah. So where are we on the route now? Almost at Cologne actually. Man, I used to be a freight train driver. Cool. Oh, there's another train right behind that. It's a DB BR 101. Looks like it's pulling a bit of a passenger train. Must have been a bit of a jam at some point or something. Yo, the class 66. 66. That's a interesting freight locomotive right there. I do hope to drive a train at least someday. Because originally, way back in my early days on the Northeast Corridor, I decided that my future job would be to drive the Amtrak Acela Express. And the Acela Express, while I did want to live that fantasy, not necessarily something that I necessarily want to do now, but I do hope to at least get to drive it once, because this is something that I've officially made in my bucket list, or at least ride on one once, because now the Acelas will, or at least the current Acelas won't be in service by the year 2021, because the new Acelas will be coming in. That's what let's see, have you seen new Freightliners, have you seen Freightliners in livery? No, I haven't. I have not seen that yet. I don't usually keep up to date with British freight trains. I usually keep up to date with all the passenger stuff, especially the East Coast Main Line. I found out that LNER took over the East Coast Main Line after the contract with Virgin Trains ended in about mid 2015 or 2018. I mean, it is awful. Awful. You mean it's awful as the new Virgin Trains livery for the Pendolinos, or even worse somehow? I actually want to look that up now. Because when I hear something is awful, I kind of have to check it out. It can't be as awful as the... I wonder if the class 66, 67, or 60, or 68, 67, 66. Those are all cool locomotives. Although I like the Class 68 out of all those, because the Class 68 is a Siemens-built locomotive, and it runs on hybrid powers, or hybrid power, or like the Porsche 918, Porsche 918. And it definitely makes me a bit, interested, considering I'm a futurist. Always been a fan of the future rather than the past. And I currently have 68. And 68s are fairly new. I think they came into service in like 2014, which was right around the same time the AC-64 came to be as well. I'll have to get the 68 for Train Sim someday. Yeah. I do like the 68, although I prefer it in the ScotRail livery. I don't mind the Chiltern Railways livery too much, but the ScotRail version looks cool. I like ScotRail. Yeah. I mean, the Chiltern one is fine, but it's not my cup of tea. I much prefer the ScotRail version, because that one actually looks really, really cool. Who knows? I might just get me into proper ScotRail. I usually prefer more complicated liveries with stripe with stuff going on around the place. Well, not well, I say complicated, but at the same time it's all organized, like the Class 68 Scout Rail paint job. Although mine the silver paint job now again, I really do like the simplicity of the Accel Express paint scheme because it's simple yet it looks cool. So I can at least appreciate the simplicity of the Accel Express paint job, which isn't really that much of a paint job. It's really just the stainless steel coaches with a few vinyls that have been put on to indicate the type of coach, being the first class, business class, and cafe, and the end business class. I wonder when the whole West Coast Railway will be electrified. Huh. I thought the whole thing was already electrified because, the Pendolino, I think already runs all the way from London, Houston to Glasgow. Or at least I think it does, or does it eventually split up at some point? Or something that I don't know. Another level crossing. No, sorry, isn't that what I mean? The one on Train Sim World. Oh. Wait, Train Sim. Wait, what? Oh, you mean the oh, you're talking about the West Somerset Railway. Because that's supposed to be a heritage line. See, yeah, the thing about West Somerset Railway, that's supposed to be a heritage line, so it's not supposed to be electrified. It's supposed to preserve the days of steam and oh, Great Western Railway. Okay, well, okay, apparently, yeah, West Coast Railway. Yeah, it's the Great Western or the Great Western Express. And that's another line that is a thing, because the thing about the Great Western Express line is that the reason why only part of that is electrified is because those are where the Class 387s are to go, which aren't part of GWR. But the reason why the super high-speed line, or the high-speed line is electrified is because that's primarily run by the HSTs, and I think the 800s are officially in service on that port as well, and those run in diesel mode. So, yeah, because there's really no reason to electrify the high-speed ports, because in fact, the vast majority of the GWR network as a whole is unelectrified, because it's primarily run by the HSTs and the 800s now. So, probably will never be electrified. It's been going down to Bristol by 2020 or something. Oh. Okay, scratch everything I just said. Apparently now it is going to be electrified. I mean, no, I think the HTC will still run supreme in the places that aren't electrified, but I guess the places that are electrified, we might see 387s or something going along the line, or maybe a new train entirely. They're working on it, but there's been some hold-up or something. And either way, Dovetail usually don't go back and update their routes to match the current standards. They usually release the route in its present form and then just leave it that way for years to come. For example, I think the London Faversham route, despite that route being released in 2013, London Faversham is still basically what it was in the year 2013, as opposed to some changes that were made after that to the route in real life. Can I go on the map, please? There we go. We're almost at Cologne. Or whatever. They now reckon 1 hour between York and Manchester with the new electrified route, so must be a new train coming. I did hear that there is a new British train being built. I think it was like the Class 720 or something. I don't remember. I need to I need to freshen up my memory on all the newest British trains that are being built. In fact, I think there's some new trains that are going to be going on the C2C, which is now being run by the 387s. Those gonna make Class 800 full services. They might. Because so far the Class 800 is already being advertised to run on the GWR and the East Coast Main Line. And so far that's about it, actually. We might see the Class 800 make a few appearances on some other railways in Britain. Well, the question is how long will it actually take to happen. I'm expecting not a crazy amount of time. Well, I don't know. But so far I know for sure that the 800s are running on the GWR and East Coast Main Line. It's supposed to 250, but there's nowhere that's kind of speed restriction. Huh. Yeah, I guess the guys that had to actually be like, hey, let's make the Class 800 do 150 miles per hour, despite the fact that it probably will never do that anywhere in all of Britain. That was the thing with the Acela, because some say that the Acela Expresses were capable of doing 200, yet they only will ever go up 250 on the Northeast Corridor. Now, that's the thing with most trains these days, you know, they make these trains so fast and so advanced that they never reach their full potential due to the restrictions on the line that they run on. Oh, this looks quite cool over here. Looks like some kind of loading place or something, I'm not sure. But, hey, it looks interesting. Look at all these crates here. These crates look somewhat cool. This is something that I have no idea what that means. TK? I guess they're just a bunch of fake brands that they put just because of getting involved with the licensing issues, which is fair enough. Oh, come on, get into the cab. There you go. But there's just enough to be there because the other ones came with fall off the track or something. Well, of course. Look, we need to slow down by a lot now. I mean, obviously, the trains, the train itself, it can only go so fast on the line that's built. But if a train can only go so fast due to the line that it's going to be built to run on, why make the train so fast and so advanced when it won't even be able to do stuff like that? You know, like just build the train up to the expectations that it will be running on, based on the route that'll be run on. Because despite the fact that the Acela was purposely built for Northeast Corridor, it can only go so fast on Northeast Corridor. And even with the new Avelia Liberty high-speed trains that are coming to Northeast Corridor in 2019, those wouldn't even be able to reach their full potential straight away because Amtrak is still revamping Northeast Corridor, trying to take the speed and power of these new Avelia Liberty high-speed trains, which I like to call them. I mean, technically these Avelia Liberty trains are supposed to be the Acela Express 2.0, but I've heard it called the Avelia Liberty high-speed trains because that's basically what they are. Maybe when the Great Western route is completely electrified, they will increase speed restrictions. They might, because I think most of the high-speed lines, or at least some of them, are fairly straight, so maybe GWR might revamp their high-speed lines and maybe put on some super elevation and possibly increase the high-speed line, mainly between Reading and London Paddington, and maybe some other parts of the GWR where the speed restrictions go about the same speed. I would actually know because I haven't been to too many places, and at least the trains involved in the GWR thingamajiggies. I mean, I know that that Just Trains made the Great Western Main Lines, which is a horrible route. So there's no way I'm buying that. So I love the Heathrow Airport train that runs along there. Yeah, Heathrow Airport train was a thing until not too long ago. You know, the Heathrow Airport train was a train that was ran by the Class 360s, the Class 360 V2s, and that was a service that lasted until earlier this year, because Mr. Maverick Hunter Daniel actually made a video, or failing to build a video of the Class 360 departing, I think it was Heathrow Airport. So I think that service has now officially been terminated. Don't know why, but well, look at all the AMs in that route. Yeah, I do like the AMs used though. There's, you know, there is the 387s and the 360s, and that's all I know for sure. There's probably some more EMUs that run along that part of the line, except I don't know what they are because I don't study those too well. Even though I do like British EMUs. Although mainly the Desiros. I really like the Desiros because they make this really cool sound when they accelerate from 0 to 20, you know? Like the Desiros, from 0 to 20 miles an hour, they make the coolest sound a train has ever made, ever. At least in my opinion. Like, I absolutely love the distinctive UFO sound they make when they accelerate. Which is why, when I get Trains in 2019, I hope to get it along with the Armstrong Powerhouse Class 444 and 450 enhancement pack, so I can have the awesome sound of the Desiros. So yeah, that's gonna be amazing. So I can't believe my rail tour the forever just pushed the Class 47 to 105. 105. Wow, that is fairly unbelievable. I don't even think Class 47s are designed to go that fast, or at least it's not in service, because Class 47s are usually freight locomotives, although they are used for passenger services now and again. I think it's fairly rare though these days. Like, you know, maybe when the Class 47s were new, they were used as major traffic engines, whereas in their later years they were more so used for freight trains as more passengers locomotives came in. Well, I think that's what happened. Because I think Virgin Trains owned some Class 47s at one point. I think at one point, maybe they still do now, but I'm not really sure. It's going to 60 kilometers an hour. Oh, we're almost at Cologne. This yard is empty because I was too lazy to put some trains here. There's our train. We're speeding by a tiny little bit, but that's fine. On topic of heritage design, we'll be seeing a lot of Class 50s next weekend because they're Golden Jubilee. You know, my friend Domtron will probably be a fan of that because Domtron, who was one of the members here at Top Gear, he's actually a fairly big fan of heritage British locomotives, both steam and diesels. Not so much electric, but well, apart from the Class 86 and the 460s and the 73s. Actually, that's a lie. Pretty much all British heritage stuff. But I'm more of a futurist, and so I prefer my more modern British trains, such as the 800, the 387s. And while I do like the HST, I'm more of a modern person. But here we are at Cologne, platform 5 in the HST itself. Which is quite a coincidence. Okay, we should actually stay in the cab here because we can actually use the thingamajiggies, because when you go outside the cab of the of the train and train simulator, then the driver functions don't work on the controller. Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same with the keyboard, but with the controller, that is the case. I guess you can use the trigger fingers to actually go fast in the free roam camera. But we are arriving at Cologne, platform 5, which is Bank Coach's platform. Not arriving in the original situation that I think was going to be the case, but here we are. That's a Bank Coach just taking a bit of a backstage, and he's had to watch the scenery go away from him for this entire journey, but oh well. And for some reason doors won't open. Alright, well that's brilliant. Okay, that's great. Doors don't open here. Alright. Well, I guess the passengers will have to pretend they got out because it's time for what I usually do at the end of these tracing streams. I gotta set the points correctly. And whoops. Now for my favorite part of the stream. Oh, check the other side of the train. Oh, I should have done that before. Do these doors open? Nope, none of the doors are opening. Alright, well, you know what? That's fine, because that's not what I do at the end and all those actions. Here we go. Gonna have some power. Come on, power! Yep. Yes, the doors don't open, so. Oh well. There we go. Come on, power! I need some power. Okay, this train doesn't have that much power. We could use some power right now. Come on, train. Go faster. Need the power. Because power. You're going as slow as a snail. I will hopefully get rank coaches fixed by the next special, which will be next week. So that'll be fun. Look at this bridge here, though. This bridge looks quite cool. What are you planning? You'll see shortly. Oh, whoops, okay, HUD. Come on, there we go. Oh yes, it's been a fun special, but it's about to come to an end, as you're about to see shortly. Okay, why is my cursor still on that? Maybe we're going down. Alright, so we are now proceeding away from Cologne, going through this stage here, which is essentially in the middle of nowhere. There's a bit to cross these tracks, I think. Oh, there's not even a state's name here. It's just barren. Huh. Yep, and if we look out of us, oh dear, it's the buffers. Oh no! Oh, it's been anticlimactic. I mean, the train mostly stayed on the track, however. You know, thankfully no one died. One of the tickets flipped over, and the coach went into. Actually, no, the coach began to fall over, and the locomotive isn't looking so fantastic. But what can you do? But this train sim decides to die. That's gonna be the end of this special. So this live stream went well. I guess that's the reason why I should do these train sim streams on Thursdays instead of Wednesdays, even though I'll be doing these streams regularly on Wednesday starting in the third week for October. But I would do some extra stuff just to do some messing around, but I have to use the bathroom, and I also have to do some stuff later on. But that is all for today's live stream. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Nice to have a train sim stream that is just an hour long. Brilliant. But that's all, and I will see you in the next video.